Hello, good afternoon. It's afternoon here in Germany, 16:21. I believe in Zambia, there it is 17:21. We're going to do a quick discussion lecture. My name is Ivan Lukomona here, CDT Group Central Hamburg University Davis Land Institute and Twikatane FAO. Today, I am with the students from Zambia, OPC, old people, care students, and the UFC students or University Foundation students. And this course goes together with the two types of students. Now, in the sociology lesson or lecture that we're going to be having now, there is quite an interesting theme or topic. I think I shared this topic to you. Let me just share the screen. How do we do it? 1 second. And everybody's going to participate in this course, in this lesson. How do we do it? I'm looking for a document. It's there. Okay. I hope you're able to see the sharing here. That's sociology. Now, here is our one second. Here, that's our take today. The social construction of age. That's why we say that the OPC, they've got to come through as well, because this is your module as well. Okay. Now, this is what we're going to look at. Bullet point number 1. Let me check if you're able to hear me or to see if I continue talking to myself. Are you able to see the screen? Great students, are you able to see the screen? You can give me a thumb. Madam there, I can see you. Give me a thumb if you are able to see the screen. Anybody to confirm? Were you able to see the screen? Okay, I've got yes. Are you able to hear my voice? Praise God. Okay, then we're going to continue. Awesome. Let's go back to the bullet points. Social construction of age. The social significance of divisions based on age groups. Okay? So take note of here. Divisions. Social significance of divisions based on age groups. Bullet point 2. Childhood as a concept that is socially constructed. I think this, I would say, talks about Zambia, where I come from. Okay, I've seen the kind of way life is here socially, you know, between childhood and adulthood. We're going to be discussing that here. Point number 3, class, ethnicity, and gender as factors affecting the experience and status of childhood, youth, and other age groups. Now we're going to underline that. Class, ethnicity, and gender. Okay, these are the factors affecting the experience and status of childhood, youth, and older age. So 3 sets of growth: childhood, youth, and older age groups. Then we're gonna go to the last bullet point. Excuse me. Debates about the social position. And that the social position and status of the elderly in different societies. Status of elderly in different societies. Awesome. Let me check if there's any other. If not, this was, yeah. Now, take note of, though I'm going to be sharing still the screen, take note of these bullet points. In this discussion or lecture, we are normally going to center ourselves onto age, okay? Onto age treatment from childhood, youth, and older age. I love it, especially that I share two cultures, my original culture, of course, African culture, uh, being Zambian and being born in Zambia, grown up in Zambia, then spending 15 years here. So I can easily compare the two worlds, the Western world, how childhood is treated, how youthhood, if there's such a term, is treated, and how old age is as well treated, okay, compared to the other side of the world, okay, Western world and the African world. I believe the way I'm gonna normally when we talk about this refer to Zambia where I come from, and I believe that Africa is one and the same. The cultures aren't so much difference. For instance, children have to respect the elders, even the youths, they have got to respect the elders. Whatever the elders do to the children and the youths in terms of giving back respect in Africa, you know, that matters less, but it matters more from childhood, respecting the elders, the youth respecting the elders. So these are some of the things that we're going to look at. And the social positions of the elderly in different societies. Now, just to make a preamble here, there's one thing that I've come to figure out the years that I've been in the Western world here, whether in Germany or elsewhere that I've traveled to, Spain, Netherlands, and so on and so forth. You find that, unlike in Africa, here there's so much attention on the youth. Okay, it's like living good or having life, you've got to be somewhere in the age group of 20, 35, even 40. People start getting worried. Okay, even at the age of 40, they start getting worried. I'm growing older, and stuff. Later on, 45, 50, it's like you are phased of life in the Western world here. And alas, you find that even those that are getting older, 50, 40, even their behavior, they have accepted it. Or I'm no longer worthy in society. It could be, or she could be a medical doctor, an engineer and stuff, but there's just that feeling to say, my youthhood is gone, or my youth is gone. So I've got everything, but my life is like gone. So just as an example, some of us, myself, I just celebrated my birthday, a couple of weeks ago. I hammered almost a mid of 50, okay? And I'm trotting, I feel good, positive about it. And, the way I behave here, I come out about my age. Others don't even want to mention the age in the Western world. It's not even allowed to ask somebody how old are you. It's like an insult, especially if they are above 30. It's like you are reminding them you are growing older, which I find quite absurd. I mean, it's just age, all right? Hey, Mr. Lukomona, why do you talk about your age? No, that's supposed to be I'm a secret. I said, why should it be a secret? Because I'm not scared of getting older and, and stuff. So these are some of the differences that I've come to figure out. Back home there, oh, come on. We even feel like, how do I put it? Confident. Is it confident or proud to talk about our age among those that we know they are younger? Hey, come on, guys, respect. Hey, don't you know I'm 60? Don't you know I'm 65? It's normal. But here is totally different. Now, I'm going to share the document here on social construction. We're going to read it together. And as we read it together, we're going to discuss, okay? Social construction of age. So please, like we said, you take some notes. So this is social construction of age. The social construction of age. I hope my great students there, they are not scared of growing order. In Africa, that's how we command respect, isn't it? By growing order. Now, let's do this. I'm gonna share the. Let me do this. It's disturbing me. Yeah, share the document. Okay. I'm sure you're able to see that. So more to sociology. The social construction of aging, of age. Can we have somebody to read for us for a change? Somebody to read for us who can volunteer? Anybody to read who can volunteer? I can see Mr. Darius is talking. Mr. Darius, you wanna open your microphone? Switch on microphone, sir. Love to hear you. Awesome. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing great. Thanks so much. How is our beautiful country of Zambia?
Okay. The
Perfect.
social construction of aging.
Mhm.
We look at the key points. Point one, we have age as socially constructed because notions of age vary around the world. Different cultures fix age with different meanings and different values. Eastern cultures tend to be highly value age and wisdom, while the Western culture tend to highly value youth. In Western societies, people take pains to appear younger than the biological age. These measures follow, what word is this? Okay. Having
Having Goffman's ideas
in that people are trying to get out of, to get others in society to perceive them as young.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. Don't close your microphone.
All right.
So now here, the first point, age is socially constructed because notions of age vary around the world, undoubtedly, yes? Different cultures fix age with different meanings and different values. Third, Eastern cultures, this is interesting, Eastern cultures tend to highly value age and wisdom, while Western cultures tend to highly value youth. Now, when we talk about the Eastern cultures, we including that side, the Chinas, the Japanese, I think the India, and so on. Now, my question is, out there, sir, have you realized this? That could this be a true statement according to your perception between the Eastern and the Western? Are you on microphone? Are you closed it?
Yes, I am, sir.
Because normally when you look at Eastern cultures, you're going to find that most of the Eastern cultures, they are similar to Africa. So I just want to give a feedback on this statement here, the third point. Is this in true value, or you've got some other perception?
Having a little knowledge of lived with some people from Western culture, I would say this is true. Yeah,
Okay.
because I had an experience of people from West Africa, Western culture, who
Mhm,
would not want to associate them with their age, as you said. They would not even tell you to say, I'm this kind of age. Even
mhm,
when they are celebrating their birthday, they wouldn't be that comfortable to say, I'm so old. No. But
mhm,
again, those that came from Asia would be
mhm.
open up like us here in Africa. They would
Yes.
tell you open how old they are and how proud they are about their age. So this
Mhm.
is true.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anybody else? What do you think? Any experiences? Anybody else? Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Darius. Anybody else with a similar or different experience, or what you have noticed in society between the two worlds, Eastern culture and the Western culture? Anybody with some kind of experience? Okay, don't go away, Mr. Darius.
Okay, sir.
Wonderful. And this is really, really true. What you have just said is exactly the same. Even here, you are able to tell, even when somebody doesn't tell you to say, I come from, of course, you can identify the Chinese by their looks and stuff, but there are certain Western, Eastern cultures, people coming from the Eastern culture that were born here. Would you believe it that even those that were born here, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Indians, they would still maintain that kind of culture to value age, in this case, and wisdom. Totally different from the Western people. A German, a European would even be born in a different society, like the Eastern society, even African society, but their behavior still stands the same, appreciating the value of youth. And it is here where you are going to see, like the next statement states, where you are going to be shocked that you'd see in a chemist or online a small bottle of lotion labeled looking younger, costing, oh my God, probably even €1,000, over $1,000. Just somebody wants to, get rid of the wrinkles and stuff. So now you can tell when you see people spending so much money to look younger and doing anything they could to look younger, you can imagine how easy for them, especially in the Western world we are talking about here, how easy it is for them to just lose hope in life, whether they are poor, they are rich, or they are the middle class, when they are getting much and much older. It is so sad. Here it's common amongst the youth. If a mother or a father who is so old pops up to say, hey, I'm driving through or passing through my daughter's house or apartment, let me just ring the bell and say hello. Maybe that daughter or son is chilling out with the friends. The aged papa rings, the door opens. The son is going to get angry. Why you didn't tell me? Don't you know I'm chilling with my friends? Why is hiding the father or hiding the mother? It's the mother that visited. So sad, the situation. So and so and so sad. The third point, in Western societies, people take pains to appear younger than their biological age. Yes, these measures follow Irving Kaufman's ideas of self-presentation, in that people are trying to get others in society to perceive them as young. True. And there's something that I want to tell you here on this third point. Because of this age perception in society. What happens normally here in the Western world is that um, Germany actually stopped that system. If you were to apply for a job, okay, some years back, applying for a job on your CV, you had to put what do we call it, a passport photo size on your CV in the corner. The perception was, let's see how younger or how older this person looks. Because at our firm or company, if we employ those that look older, we aren't going to attract customers. The law got abolished. I don't think it was even a law, but it got abolished while I was here because it favored some people, it never favored some people. And to the extent that even now, you could be that qualified, hyper qualified, but if you're working in one company, you are in 40s, okay? Better you maintain that company. You are approaching 50s, better maintain that firm. The moment you say, let me quit here and I want to get another job somewhere, you're going to be in trouble. It's still in their minds. You're applying, you are on phone, you mention your age, the chances of not you being taken when you are so old are very high. The companies preferring younger age. So this is how age is perceived here. It comes from the households, even to the places of work. Even to the places of work. Let's have a look at the next point, perception of age. Key terms, social construction, a concept or practice that is the construct or artifact of a particular group, meaning that the concept or practice is understood differently by various groups and institutions, just like discussed above. Yes. Aging as a social construction, our main area of interest. While aging itself is a biological process, what it means to be young or old is socially constructed. Can you imagine that? While aging itself is a biological process, meaning that there's nothing we can do about it. We are born to grow older and to die. The cells are changing. So what it means to be young or old is socially constructed. Now it is manipulated. It is redefined, implying that you can be much older, but you still look younger. Like we've said, you can take the pills, you can do this and that, plastic surgery, yet the years are going, you're looking younger. You're going to be accepted in society and so on and so forth. Socially constructed. This means that there is no inherent cultural meaning to the biological process of aging. Yes. Rather, cultures imbue youth and age with meanings. That's it. Redefinition, that's the meaning, redefining. Okay? Not the biological process, but the biological process is put like on the other side. Hence, let us define or redefine how to look young, how to behave younger as against old. Aging is perceived differently around the world, demonstrating its social construction. But just before I continue reading here, when we were growing up, I remember, okay, when we were growing up in Zambia, it was so common. It was so common Anywhere you went to, into town, into some workplaces, you've been sent to go and see this. And it was so common to see white, white hair. But today, I'm not talking about the Western world, okay? Especially in the Eastern world, no problem. The Eastern world, they respect gray hair, white hair. But today, even yourselves, you are able to figure out that Zambia is going differently. You are able, when you are watching TV, we were in Zambia recently, okay? I was even saying, oh, this man is still there, some political figures, retirees and stuff, but they're looking much younger. Black, purely black hair. These are people supposed to be in the age of 65, somewhere at 60, 65, but hair is black. Naturally speaking, biologically speaking, at that age, one's hair is supposed to be gray or white. Why? Africa is starting to buy into the idea of blackening. What is it? Go black. Why? We are also trying to redefine age. So it's really hard today in Zambia, especially like when we came, you couldn't figure out, who is older, who is not older, because the perception has totally changed. Before, it was gradual, a little bit whitish, gray, white, and you could tell this is in that group of age, but today it's not. The social construction is really changing, going the Western world. And I hope the way the Western world, the youth perceive the old age in terms of taking care of them, looking after them, my grandmother, my grandfather, I hope the way it's done here is not the way it's going to be done in Zambia and other parts of Africa. Here, I'm sorry to say this, here in the Western world, youths are happier to see their grandmothers, grandfathers, even their fathers, if they don't live together, only on social events like the Christmas and the New Year. Why? Because this is when the parents, and especially grandmothers, give good money to their grandchildren, stuff. So this kind of come together comes once in a year, either on Christmas or Sylvester. Sylvester is Christmas Eve, which is so sad. Which is so sad. I remember myself throughout my, I wanted to see my mom. Even when I grew up, from when we went to circus and working, making money, it was over. Mama, you wanna come over the week? Like, hey, my son, no such like, let's stop. But yes, let's go back to the card or the PDF here. Frequently, the average life expectancy in a given region bears on what age counts as old. For example, in the United States, where the average life expectancy is over 78. This document was done in 2021, okay? It's latest. Where average life expectancy is over 78 years, people are not considered old until they are in their 60s or 70s. However, in Chad, now this is Africa, in Chad, the average life expectancy is less than 49 years. So sad. So sad. I think it's around the same with Zambia. People in their 30s or 40s are therefore already middle-aged or old. Okay, you know the perception here, isn't it? That probably when you are 50, 51, 55 in such countries or in Africa, you're going to die. So when you are in the 40s or something like that, you are already being considered old. I'm going to get a feedback. I don't know I don't think it's the case in Zambia. These variations in people's perceptions, not realities, perceptions of who should or should not be considered elderly indicates that notions of youth and age are culturally constructed. There is thus no such thing as universal age for being considered old. I love this as well. Universal age for being considered old. What do you think? Can you say? There is thus no such thing as universal age for being considered old. That is, German has to agree with what Zambia talks about when it comes to age. Zambia has to agree with what China, the Eastern Bloc, everybody has to agree. Is this statement making sense? There is thus no such thing as universal age for being considered old. Let me get your views. What do you think? Is there a universal age? How is it in Zambia? Let's look at the example of Zambia. Anybody? Let's look at an example of Zambia. What's the expectancy in Zambia? Anybody? Itel is talking. Itel, open your microphone, please. Itel. Itel. What is the life expectancy in Zambia? Can somebody tell me or tell us or remind us about life expectancy in Zambia? How is it? Meaning, at what average do people die in Zambia? What average age do people die in Zambia? I remember there's a German man who came to Zambia just some good, last year, I think, and apparently he pounced on a funeral in Zambia because he's married to a Zambian lady, and they went to a to burial. So this man was watching the, what is it called, the grave yards, written born in this, died here and there, and he was so shocked. He said the average expectancy, he didn't use that word. He simply said Zambians die at a very, very tender age. Oh, yes, madam. Open your microphone, please. Open your microphone.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Your name, please?
Luinda Charit.
Perfect, Madam Charity. Your contribution.
Yeah, here in Zambia, sir, most of people die between the age of 25 to 45.
Wow. 25.
Because if you go to the graveyard, most of people, it's between 25 to 45. Our fathers are living while us young ones are dying every day.
Wow. So those who are born a long time ago, the elders, they are living longer than the young ones. Yeah?
Yes.
What would be the main reason? Would you know the reason?
Yes, sir.
What are some of the reasons?
The reason is most of us, our mothers, we are not really following and listening to our mothers and our grandparents. So you find that most of us people are getting sick with HIV and they are dying earlier than they are supposed to live. Drugs.
Wow.
Sexually.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Now tell me something. Is HIV in Zambia still killing people? Are people dying out of HIV?
There are some who are dying, but some are following their medication properly. Now people are just careless, of which they are just being careless in praying around to know that no, there are ARVs to take, so they don't care even if they get sick. They'll still get medicine to drink and they'll still live long.
Wow, wow, wow. But the ARV is not expensive?
No, they are being given in governments.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Wow, wow. This is sad. 25 to 85. This is so sad. This is really sad. Ooh. Wow. Thank you so much, Madam Church, for your contribution. Perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Let's have a look at the next page. I mean, the next paragraph, I think. Okay. This one is called cultural treatment of aging. Very interesting. Cultural treatment of aging. CTA. Okay. One second. Still on social construction of aging. CTA. Cultural treatment of aging. That's the subheading. Let's read it through. Is this incongruous? There's some voice there. Okay. 1 second, please. Let me just tell my colleague calling me. I'm in a class. 1 second. Okay. Is this incongruous? Given the socially constructed nature of age, that is socially constructed nature of age, don't forget what we talked about, social construction, okay? Nature of age. There are certain behaviors that people typically associate with certain age groups as being appropriate or acceptable. I've even alluded to that a little bit. Is this old woman, is this old woman challenging any conventional perceptions about how women of a certain age should behave? Now, the word here, incongruous, this is how it's defined, okay? Incongruous, not in harmony or keeping with the surroundings or other aspects of something, okay? Meaning in this case, not in harmony, in keeping with the way age is naturally supposed to be treated, or aging is supposed to be treated. So in any case, it's all about being appropriate and acceptability. That's why we are finding that people are taking certain creams to look younger so that they are acceptable in society, okay? Regardless of their aging, they got to look younger. Next paragraph. Cultures treat their elderly differently and place different values on old age. Many Eastern societies associate old age with wisdom. This is good, with wisdom. So they value old age as much more than their Western counterparts. Yes, this is true. This is true. In the Eastern world, Japan, China, and so on, old age is a source of wisdom. They even say a source of success. If you want a success as a youth or a younger one, go to the old. Backward, in Germany and the Western world, oh, it's totally different. And I'm sorry to say this. For instance, when younger ones, they need pieces of advice in the Western world here, Germany and other Western countries. Instead of going to their mothers or grandfathers, they would rather go to the created businesses. They are called social houses, consultants. Pay money, then you go for consultation, and you get the tips or the pieces of advice, which is good. But personally, to some extent, I'd rather go to my parents or my relatives that know the lineage of our family for such kind of things. So many Eastern societies associate old age with wisdom, so they value old age much more than their Western counterparts. In Japan, adult children are expected to care for their aging parents in ways different than in the United States. It is totally clear. Okay, so you find in Japan, in China, old mothers, old fathers, they even live with their children or grandchildren until they die. In the Western world, like the US said here, is totally different. Go to the old people's home. So old people's homes here, they are quite popular, common in the Western world as compared to the Eastern world, because here it's big damn business. They are old people homes that pay per month. Per month, you send your mother or your father to a home and you are paying $2,000 per month, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. Others, it depends on the class, even $10,000 per month. That's quite a lot of money to say, Mama, let's live together, and we're going to use that money for something else. Next, 65% of Japanese elders live with their children. Yes, and very few live in nursing homes. Japanese cultural norms suggest that caring for one's parents by putting them in an assisted living home is tantamount to neglect. You get a point here. It's tantamount to neglect. It's like you neglecting your mama or your papa. Let mama, be at the home, or papa be at the home, and yet we are living, we've got everything. Woo, that's a different mindset altogether, isn't it? I know all of you students there, okay? Nobody would love to see mama or papa living in a home. Of course, I'm not saying they don't take care of them very well, but I mean, a son is a son, a daughter is a daughter, biological son, to take care of papa or mom. It's totally different. The way she or he is going to be taken care of at the old people's home. Sometimes in these old people's homes in the Western world, the nurses may not even be friendly. Taking care of another person depends on the way you grew up and how light your heart is. Okay? If your heart is, you don't like people, you hate people, you just want a loner, what guarantee is there that you are going to be the best worker at an old people's home? There's no guarantee. You can't change overnight. Okay? That's why even here, they are, the old in their homes will say, oh, if I'm cared for by that young man, young lady, I feel good. I remember sometime years, I think it's now 23 years ago, I went to England just for some short period of time. Then all of a sudden, Evans, please, can you help us? We're in trouble, okay? With taking care of the odd. I didn't even know there was such kind of a thing. What do you mean? Please, some workers are sick and aren't going to report. So me, I took it as fine. I said, oh, let's go. That was in the West Midlands. Guess what? This is where I saw, wow, why do these people live alone, not in their homes? Then they told me, no, the system here is different. Old age is kept somewhere else. And anyway, I've got a nature of meeting people, liking people, and kind of stuff. So you are given tablets, room 1, room 2, room 4, room 5. This one needs 2 tablets. At this time, nice. You are given food, you are watching TV, just watch your, when there's a call on your number, flashes, room 4, then you go there, maybe something has happened and stuff. It was fun. I worked overnight. I think I worked 4 days. I would start like at what time? Something like 19 hours until tomorrow. Now, what am I talking about here? First day, second day, almost all the old age I was looking for, they loved me so much. They loved me. Hope you are going to stay here longer. Oh, you are so kind. You are so and so. I didn't even notice it. Okay. Then I noticed, the natives there in England. You could even see that this lady working here in this home, she's just working because of getting paid, which is not supposed to be the case. Especially some of you who are on the OPC program. You gotta have a heart to take care of the aged, not just for the sake of the money. So that's what the Japanese are saying here. It's sort of like a neglect to send my mama, papa to a home. When unable to care for themselves, parents should ideally move in with their children. Yeah, that's it. That's it. The Japanese separation of old age is further illustrated by the existence of respect for the aged day. Look, they've even got a day. Oh, I love that. Do we have such a day in Zambia? Do we have such a day? Respect for the aged. Do we have that?
No, sir.
Oh, start thinking of it. We've got a listening government. Propose that to His Excellency HH. This is good. It's a reminder. It's a reminder to the growing youth, respect for the aged day, which is a national holiday to celebrate elderly. Wow, wow, this is really good. Let's Japanese perceptions of elders diverge markedly from public perceptions of old age in the United States. Okay, we've done that. Western societies tend to place an increased value on youth, such that many people take extreme measures to appear young. Yeah. The desire to look younger than one's biological years is frequently the impetus for cosmetic surgeries that can hide the physical effects of aging. But for how long can you do that? When you are born, you are geared to die one day, and to die old if God says so. These surgical practices, combined with the huge expenditures on makeup, like I've said, and clothing in younger fashions, incorporate a Goffman's understanding of social presentation. So if you read Goffman, he's talking about all these things. The odd, they want to dress like youths. It's quite, I would call it weird. Even in Germany here, there's a new fashion that has come. Who was on stage? Maybe it's Rihanna. Rihanna is wearing something funny. You find the young girls, they have bought that. Okay, it's normal, okay, for the young girls. Even somebody who is 70 is wearing that, wants to appear like a young girl. This is what this concept is talking about. In clothing, in younger fashions, incorporate Goffmanian's understanding of social presentation. Next paragraph here. Irving Goffman was a sociologist writing in the mid-20th century. His most famous work, The Presentation of Self in Everyday Life, 1959, argued that whenever individuals come into contact with other people, they will attempt to control or guide the impression that others might have of them by intentionally comporting themselves in different ways. Yes, quite clear, quite clear, quite clear. Individuals thus take sometimes drastic action to control the appearance of their age so that others can perceive them to be younger. Significantly, these social interactions occur in a social milieu that values youth. So the youth in the Western world has always been gaining an upper hand of recognition and so on and so forth. Of course, interactions involving the perception of age must then vary by culture, as different cultures ascribe the notion of age with different values. I think this is the end of this document. Social construction of aging. So that document has described almost every bullet point here, the social significance of divisions based on age groups. Childhood as a concept that is socially constructed. Class, ethnicity, and gender as factors affecting the experience and status of childhood, youth, and other age groups. Debates about the social position and status of elderly in different societies. We've covered all these things. Now, my question as we're getting down to conclusion here. In your own words, how should old age be considered? How should old age be considered in your own word? Let me get your views. How should old age be considered and treated? Let's make it this way. Where's my eraser? How should old age, number one, be considered, to treated in your own ways? Okay, Mr. That's Ambassador Steve Nambi. Open your microphone, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you. Sir, to my own understanding or my own words, I say that old people has to be treated. First, you said considered, actually. These people has to be considered with respect. Why? It's because these people, they want, yes, I said these people has to be considered with respect. Reason being, these people, they know a lot and they have an experience, whereas they can even be able to let us know what we do not know. According to what they went through or the experience that they have, they may be able to guide us on how to do things, even about wrong things that we can do. They may be able to tell us to say, no, these are wrong things or these are right things. And then on treatment, these are the people that we should treat with I'm now talking about treatment, sir. All people, we should treat
Oh,
them
yes, yes. Mhm.
with care. The reason is simple, because these people, they are losing their energy and their effort. Sometimes they can even do something that can be able to make them live a better life. But if we are there to look after them and care them, then care for them, meaning these people, they'll be able to live a better life and without problems in terms of health issues. Reason being, when we think about it, we may find that people who get problems like sugar disease and other problems, these are the people who have already grown up, and therefore, if we are there as people with energy and people who can do something in looking after them and caring them, these people cannot be going through these experiences. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Excellent points. Excellent points. Excellent points. Thank you so much. Anybody else to contribute something to what he has said on how they should be considered and how they should be treated in the old age? Mhm. Anybody else? Mhm. Okay, let's conclude on this question. Let's conclude on this question. What do you think are the effects of putting an age in a home? What do you think are some of the effects of putting an aged in a home, regardless of that age being from the Western world, Eastern world, or Africa? What do you think could be some of the effects? What impact could this have? You take your mom, your dad to a home. Quickly, let's conclude on this one. Number one, Madam Janet, open your microphone. Madam Janet, Madam Janet, open microphone.
Good evening, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Very well, thank you so much. And you know, when we are contributing, we should be thinking, we should be putting our shoes. What's the English? Putting ourselves in the shoes of the elderly, because one day also we are going to to be, God willing, we are going to be over 80, 90. So what do you think, madam, could be some of the effects or impact of putting a person, an elderly, in a home or old people's home?
One thing is they'll be feeling, lonely, and they'll be missing their family.
Mm-hmm. Loneliness, missing family. Mm-hmm.
Even the love
Okay.
that
Anything else?
even the love that the family, would give to them.
Mm-hmm. Missing the love, yeah. So we'll say missing the love and the care. Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's the only important thing. Things
Perfect.
they will be
Excellent.
missing.
Very good. Now don't go away. She says loneliness is going to visit them, missing family, of course, which entails missing love, okay, and care from the family. Now, when these things are missing in one's life or an age, what do you think could be the result when these things are missing? What do you think could be the result?
And that I mean, she won't be having a good health.
Very good. Body health comes in. Anything else? Body health visits. At least we know she's aged or he's aged. This can send them
And
to
also and also she'll be feeling out of place.
yes.
Yeah.
So you bring it out of place. Yes, out of place. And this will bring in bad health and eventually result into early death, isn't it? Into
Yeah.
early death. Wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. And this is what I figured out here. When they are at home, they aged, they live longer. The moment they go into these old people's homes, 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years, they die. Lots of things are missing. Wonderful, wonderful, awesome. Really, really good. So we're going to continue tomorrow. Unfortunately, today there isn't going to be physics. Physics comes tomorrow. It's been nice meeting you and receiving great contributions to the discussion. Yes, there's a hand. Is this an odd hand, Mr. Steve?
So I wanted to contribute. Now I think you've caused already. Or maybe I can contribute.
Okay, okay. You got 1 minute, no problem.
Thank you so much. Old people in taking them to nursing homes, they feel isolated actually, and then also, like she said, loneliness that can lead them to anxiety and depression. So actually, these are the things I wanted to talk about.
Yes. Yes. Isolation leading to depression and anxiety. Awesome. Mr. Darius, thanks so much. Mr. Mwape, in less than a minute.
Thank you so much, sir. I think they have shared. Let's just close. However, when we just close, sir, I ask that you may check on my WhatsApp, or if you may give me your personal email, I would like to communicate something with you.
Excellent. You don't have WhatsApp?
Your WhatsApp line I have, but I think you taking.
Thank you so much. That was a sociology aspect of module, and we're calling it a day. Until tomorrow, Evans Lukomona signing off from here, Germany. Bye-bye, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you, sir.